Yep. Okay. So, sorry about that, ladies and gents. So we're going to start with the battery lift, the 4E1902. This lift comes in two different weight capacities. As standard, we've got the 1200 kg standard lift, 800 millimeter platform. This lift does come as a 1400 kg. I presume that's to do with various different manufacturers. 833 millimeters as it stands. The lift does rise to around 1.83 meters. Very versatile lift for removing batteries, engines, gearboxes. The front comes out. We've got an extra 300 millimeters. The bed traverses from side to side around 40 millimeters and tilts 45 degrees. This model we're looking at here has been specially designed and manufactured for Volvo. These are the adapters which Velyen have manufactured specifically for Volvo. The difference between this model and the standard is Volvo have asked for a slimmer bed. This one is 600 millimeters specific for their requirements. Easy operational of the lift. The lift lifts to 1.8 meters, so more than comfortable with the EV lift to be up to working height to remove batteries, gearboxes, whatever else you need to use it for. We've got today we're going to try and touch on as much equipment as we can, so we've got a lot to get through. This lift is online and there is a short video showing you the ins and outs. By all means, if you've got any more questions on the EV lift, you can send us an email and we can pick up on it later on. We're going to sort of quickly run through the equipment because we've got a lot to get through. We've got the manufacturing to show you. So as part of the EV box, we've got the battery lift. So I'm going to take you to the other side of the showroom now and show you the two-post lift, which complements with the battery lift for the EV. Here we have the 4EC 1800 screw lift, which is obviously part of the EV box. Twin screws. On this lift, you've got 2 meters 695 between posts, which is more than enough for your vehicles. Just set the lift up. Rear arm of 925. We've got a front arm of 620. The full reach of both arms, you've got 2 meters 690. Near 3 meters for your pickup points. I'd like to touch on the arm locks. These are new manufactured arm locks, which is a small tooth pitch, F114 steel. Once engaged, you're not getting anywhere near more than a pad movement. The steel used is F114 high tensile steel. You're looking at these arm locks have been tested to 2,250 newtons of pull pressure, and they're okay. When these lifts get manufactured, these arm locks get set here at the factory. So you've got the confidence of you drop the arm in and your arm lock is set. We will pull the arm out. I'll show you of the pad movements on the arm. This rear arm, when it's fully extended, comes to 1450. The front arm, you've got 1240, which is a double arm. On your lift pads, you've got Velyen lift pads, very hard wearing. The steel used in the screws on the lift pad is the same steel used on the screw within the lift. Now, this lift comes with a self-control system. Effectively, for you guys who are engineering minded out there, if you had a potentiometer fault, maybe on your slave post, this will bring in a record up of A27. Customer relays the code to you. Your engineer knows what he's coming to look at before he even gets to site. Another benefit, the self-control system, as you see, the lift is counting 700, 800, 900, a meter. What you can do with this lift is do two positional settings. If this lift was to be in a fast fit tyre service bay, you could preset the lift to the comfortable height of the technician. So if he was doing wheel and tyre all day, you could put a preset in of, say, 600, which would be comfortable for the technician, wheels and tyres off. And then you could put setting 2 of 1.8 metres for the service side. Another benefit of this control system is that it will do a self-diagnostic of any faults on the lift, giving you a heads up to your engineer before he arrives on site. The overall height of the lift is over 4 metres, so more than adequate for picking your larger vehicles up. I want to go back to the system. We're using counters to run the lift up and down and stop it in its bottom position for anti-toe trap. We're using switches for top and bottom limit and not relying on the counting system as other vehicle lifts do. Very smooth operation. When we go into the factory, we will look at the manufacturing of the screws, the nuts, various other parts on the lift, which are all manufactured here at Velyen. 3.5 ton lift capacity, very versatile lift, EV. I'd like to touch on, you'll see online, the colour of this lift. RAL 5008 charcoal grey. This is a standard colour throughout all the Velyen equipment. You'll see online that some is white, some is, those pictures will be updated. This is the standard colour. Yes, me, a very nice colour, European. It would fit in main dealer as well as independent garages. Touching on the colour, you can have corporate colours painted to your customers' requirements. Obviously, it'd be a pre-order. You could have the arms red, post black. Just let us know and we can do that for you. If we spin round now, we've got the 3.5 ton scissor lift. Twin acting rams, self-bleeding, no compressor required. So when you go to put this lift in, you're not running compressed air lines, breaking into compressed air lines. Up on the bed, 1520. When you've got your locking plates up, you're over 2 metres. When the lift is on the floor, you're looking at around 120 mil, which will be more than ideal for sports vehicles, low profile cars. Sorry, 110 mil when the lift is flat on the floor. Ideal for your low profiles, front spoilers. Again, self-bleeding system, very easy to install. Connect it up, take it up, self-bleed. Couple of potentiometers for the synchronization, top limit, bottom limit. Very good lift. This lift can be surface mounted. It can be recessed in a pit. So there's various models. Platform 630 in between the lift 740, all standard, usual stuff. Again, it comes in the RAL 5008, which is the grey. As I said, different colours can be ordered. I would just like to show you the lift pads. Come standard. They come with the lift. Yeah. Again, they're the same Volcalan rubber. What you find with these blocks is they will not split. They're very kind to the underside of the vehicle. You're probably looking at 2 or 3 times lifetime of standard rubber blocks. Right, I'd like to, while we're here, we've got a little demo rig here of the nuts on that lift. The screw, load nut is brass, safety nut is nylon. You will see, let's put the screw back in. Let's take the screw out. What we have on this, if the nut was ever to fail, it push the plunger up and the bracket would make contact or unmake contact with a potentiometer on the lift and totally stop the lift. Same with that one. Obviously gives you peace of mind if the load nuts ever fail and it drops onto the safety nut. If this was to happen on that lift, it would bring a record up of E26, which you would then know load nuts, or there is a problem with this mechanism. Again, you could preempt that and bring a set of load nuts, knowing that they need to be changed. These are our in-ground lifts. Come in various options. For you guys out there on the technical side, you've all probably seen the in-ground lifts. They come with the flat carriers, as we call them, XY heads. They can come with BMW approved heads, which is usually the flat carriers. Swing arms. For the EV market now, we do the extra wide cassette. You can put the extra wide cassette in a standard lift, future-proofing into the future for wider vehicles, EV. You can have a swing carrier arm and a 4-piston wheel alignment. The swing arm of this lift is very popular in the UK, especially the wide cassette for the likes of Porsche and BMW, them sort of people, especially for the EV vehicles, with there being no obstruction within the middle. Very versatile lift. If we spin round now, we've got a bit of a mock-up here of the 4-post. As you'll see, this is back to its old colours. Again, the post would be 508 charcoal. On the four posters, the cross members are all black. The run-ups, black. Post charcoal grey, beds charcoal grey as a standard. Are the run-ups and run-offs red on the four posters? Are they black? Yeah. So cross members black, run-ups, run-offs black, charcoal grey, around 5,700s, legs and beds. So guys, we've got a lot to get through. We're gonna spin you around now and take you into the factory to have a look through some of the manufacturing here at Velyen. I'll just jump onto part of the EV box within the UK. Obviously, we have the EV chargers, the EV battery lift, the EV 3.5 ton lift, where you're doing the ancillary pack, anything from a starters pack right up to a full EV pack, rubberized floors. In the future, we will be doing a bespoke cabinet with integral charging point, storage for all the EV tools. So, as it says, EV in a box. Right guys, I'd like to welcome you to the manufacturing side of Velyen. Everything you see out there and the equipment is all manufactured here in-house. As we move round, this is our machining side. All the components you see on the left, the screws, the nuts, the arms, are all machined within this area for the Velyen lift. It looks like he's machining at the moment. They're the carriages within the E1800 that you're seeing outside, the screw lift. So they're going into the Doosan lathe and he's machining them, ready to go over and be welded for the two-post lift. So this is our machining area. As we move along, yesterday this machine was going. You can probably tell that is the top of the carriage that he is machining, and that is the bottom of the carriage. Obviously, the spindle goes through the middle. That's for the load nuts, etc. All manufactured here. Obviously, as we move around, you will see the laser at work. So as we come round, this machine's in service today, so there will be nothing going through that one. I'd like to show you the spindles, guys, which are manufactured here at Velyen. As we go through, there's the billets of brass ready to be machined for load nuts. As I said, brass load nuts. Nylon safety nut. They'll be waiting to go through the CNC and be machined up. Here you'll see on the screws, C45 steel. They're the machine billet ready to go through the cold roll. As they send a screw through the extractor, cold roll, they're not machined, they're pressed through the roller, come out the other side, and this is what you have as your finished screw. The reason, guys, they get cold rolled and pressed is to get the correct pitch. And as you see, that has just come through the machine. There's no burrs, there's no sharp edges. Gives a longer wear life on your load nut rather than if it was done on the machine. As you see, they've already been in the machine shop, threaded. They've got the cut out already done. Once they've been machined and rolled, they come through onto the test rig. Now, every screw for every lift goes on the test rig. It gets checked for distortion along the screw. And this is where he loads a load nut and the safety nut onto the screw, as we'll see. As I said, guys, from that billet over there, that is a finished load nut. So we've got a brass load nut, and here is a finished safety nut. Obviously, once it's been through the machine shop. We can see now him loading a series of nuts onto the spindle. So this machine, it'll be loading the load nut, the safety nut. Obviously, once it hits the marker switch is at the correct height to go into the carriage, it will preset, pre-make up, and then that spindle will be ready to go into a lift. So as you can see, all the parts here ready to go through the machine shop. Every part within any Velyen lift is manufactured here on site. As we move around to the fabrication side, here we've got a 6 metre 40 ton press brake, all CNC controlled. As you can see, run up ramp, just been folded up. Legs for 2 posters. 6 metre bed length, so more than enough for doing the legs, the flat platforms, the 4 posters, 400 ton press capacity. That's what's just been folded up, ready for the welding process. As we move around, we've got the welding facility. We have manual welding over in this corner and robot welding this side, which at the moment is doing arms for the 2 post lift, sorry. And I did only notice earlier that each arm has a little V stamped into it for Velyen. So this is where all the welding happens within this area. Manual welding, arms, as you can see in this area, everything's jigged up. Put the arm in the jig, away it goes. The robot welds them, perfect every time. Is what we can see here, the same. Within the manufacturing process here at Velyen, most of the welding is done by robotics. So you know you're getting a first class weld every time. As you can see, various parts. Before they've been into the machine shop, they're the top of the arms. Pressed and formed, machined, and they're ready to go into the welding now, to be welded up. Again, the underside of the arm, as we can see, there's the raw steel that's just come off the laser, and then that's it once it's been through the machine shop. Again, ready for welding. I don't know whether you can see behind the screen of the robots moving about. That is welding the legs to the base plate behind there. Again, all robotic, jigged up. Once it's in, welded, perfect weld every time. Within this area is where all the raw steel comes into Velyen, ready to go on the laser machine to be cut to various parts. Here we have the base plates for the 2-post lift, 20 milli steel, not a problem for that TrueMac laser. So raw steel comes in, goes onto the machine, as you can see, various parts lasered out, ready to go on to the further process, either machining, welding, to get the finished product to you at Velyen. This machine will cut up to 20 milli mild steel, not a problem. You can see inside, I think they're the bases of scissor lifts or another component. As we carry on down, as you can see on this side, this is where all the stock is stored, ready for the build process. Within this area, guys, this is where all the 4-posters are manufactured and tested. As you can see, cross members in the black, the beds in the charcoal grey. Here's the assembly line of the 4-posters, pulleys, ropes. Once they go through the assembly line and they get done, further down the workshop, they are assembled and load tested. You can see there's the runoffs, rams, ropes, hoses, pulleys. Here we have a 4-poster ready for shipment. You can see the charcoal grey legs, black cross members. What we try to do here at Velyen is everything's pre-wired and done. So effectively on the install, you put your legs on, you've got a hose to bring down from the pump unit, a couple of wires into the switches, and away you go. So this lift is heading to the UK, funny enough. So, yep. As we move down the factory, the assembly, you can see axle stands, columns for 4 posters, mobile columns. Again, back into the charcoal grey with a red carriage. Come in various options, wired or wireless, various tonnage. You can see them online. As you can see, these are 7.5 ton wireless columns. If you look here, they're just being fitted with a jacket. It's just being tested out now for the columns to be used on wash bay to protect the control units and whatever else with inside the columns. This is where all the testing happens. Obviously, full of columns, and we've got 3, 6, 9, 12, about 14 ton per corner. Every piece of equipment here at Velyen gets load tested prior to leaving the factory and coming over to the customer. We move down, here are the scissor lifts. Here we have a 4 ton wheel alignment lift being connected up and tested, ready to go out. That is going to the UK market. It's just been disassembled now. It's been in testing for a couple of days, load tested, make sure everything's working correctly. It will now be packed up, boxed, and off to the UK to a happy customer. This lift has wheels free, platform within platform, rear slips, front cut out for turn plates. As you see on the scissor lift, it's the charcoal grey with the black beds. Very nice colours. Because this is going to one of our customers in the UK. Very nice lift. No need for compressed air with on these scissor lifts. We've got 2 rams at the front, 1 ram at the back. Again, they're all self-bleeding, double-acting rams. Effectively, plug them into your pump unit, run it up, do a self-bleed procedure, perfectly level every time. All load tested and ready to go. There is some runoffs that's red. I thought I'd seen them. Look nice. Look, are they on that scissor? Yeah, they do look nice with the black. I thought I'd seen the red run-ups. A part of that scissor, it's the charcoal grey scissor, black beds, and it has the red run-offs and run-ons. When they're on the platform and that's sat in the floor, nice, the red on the black. Pump units, everything's manufactured here. Control units for the scissor lifts. Being tested. Yeah. As we're carry on round, you'll see a set of scissors back to the original off-white. Obviously, some customers still ask for original colours. There you can see one of the platforms with the grey on red with the runoffs. Control units, various rams, parts, all ready for the manufacturing process. Within this area, we have a couple of lifts ready, all ready for shipment. I think that one's 24 tonne, 25 tonne, 8 metre, 8 metre platform, 25 tonne 4-poster, ready to be shipped out to one of our customers. Going to Jordan. As we move round into this area, this is the scissor lift, short platform, the one that you've seen out in the showroom. As you can see, 10 at a time, being manufactured, assembled, load tested, and then boxed up, ready for shipment. I think 1, 2, 3, 6 of these are ready for the UK. So I think they're already in crates, ready to go, to tell you the truth. You can see all the parts. We've got the rams, control units, scissor mechanisms, all manufactured here, rams in, load tested, into the boxes, ready for the customer. Again, I'll just touch on double acting ram, self-bleeding system. Once you bleed them up, perfect level every time between platforms. As we move on further down, as you can see, the pad extenders, all the arms, and this is the 2-post screw lift build and test area. And on the screw pads, it's the same screw as we've seen manufactured for the main screw of the lift. Here we have the test area of the screw 2-post lift. The lift get built in this area, tested. We have a jig that runs along the rails, puts force onto the carriages. We run the lift, and it predetermines the load test on the lift. Again, everything's in the charcoal grey. You can ask for different colours, carriages, arms. This is where the manufacturing and testing process comes for the 2-post lift. So I say, when we were looking at the lift outside, you have a potentiometer for top limit, you have a potentiometer for bottom limit, and then we put another potentiometer in for the nut fail, which we're just in outside. Synchronisation's done off the counters up on the pulleys. As I said, the control unit's got a self-diagnostic system which will give you fault codes to of any of these components that have gone wrong. Another benefit of this lift, it will bring up service intervals onto the control pad, telling the customer that he should be getting a service on his lift. There we have one built ready test Now here we have the EC, 4EC 1600 hydraulic 2-post lift, no ropes, no pulleys. Very good lift. What we've got here is basically a double acting ram. Within the rams are sensors. It's all ready to go, this lift, isn't it? I'll just check the arms, sorry. What I want to show you on this lift, guys, is a self-locking system. If you could see the lift lower back into its locks, very, very smooth operation. Sits down its locks, takes the pressure off the hydraulics. By having the self-locking system, basically, the lifespan of your hydraulics is going to be much more. We all know within dealerships and body shops and main dealers, very rarely they depart the lift. They leave them sat on the hydraulics, pumps under pressure, hoses, rams, seals. As we go up, the locks are automatic. You can hear them clicking there. As it drops into its locks, as I said, it's a very smooth action. Some vehicle lifts, you press the down button, it drops into its locks, the posts are rocking back and forwards. Very smooth. How this lift works, for the guys out there on the installation side, basically bolt your legs down, it all comes more or less plug and play, throw a couple of hoses over, do a bit of wiring. This lift is online if you would like to look at the installation side. Basically, run it up to the top, self-bleed system, hold it at the top for 5 seconds, bring it to the floor. Perfect level every time. That's it locking into its ladders. On the down, it will automatically go up, automatic locks, and come down to the floor. No ropes, no pulleys, so you've no chance of the synchronization to be out, ropes jumping off pulleys, service inside. I feel what we're achieving here is effectively we're going to do the insurance man out of a job because he's got virtually nothing to pull on the lift. No ropes, no pulleys. And self-locking system. Guys, we reckon the installation time of this lift is around 3 to 3.5 hours maximum, all plug and play. As the 2 posters are all plug and play. All the hard work is done here within the factory. As you can see, every single lift is tested and load tested prior to coming out to you guys. As you can hear the locks clicking, perfect synchronization. What I'm going to show you now is set the lift up. If you was to have an obstruction, as you sometimes do, as you see, guys, obstruction on the slave leg. It shuts the system down. How this actually works is it's sensing the hydraulic pressure within the lines. Because we've got loss of pressure, it shut the unit down, saying there's an obstruction. Now, it will allow the lift to go back up to remove the obstruction, but obviously it won't allow it to come any further down. So we'll set the lift up. As you see, the lift's back into perfect level, as you can hear on the latches. For the UK, I think the self-locking, the self-parking system is a very good feature on this lift for the UK. Total lift capacity, over 4 metres, probably about 4.1 in height. The arms on this lift, we have 650 on the front, 925 on the rear. Rear extends out to 1440 and the front extends out to 1240. Again, giving you near 2.8 metre, near 3 metre pickup points across the lift. Every lift going to the UK will go through this process. They're bolted down, they'll be wired up, and it will be load tested and function tested prior to coming out to the UK. If you want to know any more, there is a little YouTube video online showing you the installation. There is one online, which I put on last week, showing you the manufacturing and how the hydraulics work and the ins and outs of the lifts, basically. So if you want to have a look at that. As we move down, more 2-post lifts. $1,800 screw lifts. As you can see, they've been special light grey paints with a dark carriage. Again, here's the screws, as we've seen further down, ready to go in the lift. As you've seen on the test rigging there, that's where the carrier went. So there were not much to fail. Pushed the plunger, made contact with the switch, we took the lift down. Carriages, the 2-post lift. Here we have the assembly line. Again, they're in the grey colour, light grey, black carriages. There we have the carriages. Over this side, we have hydraulic rams. More 2-posters ready to be manufactured and tested. As we carry on down the workshop now, cross beams for this section here is the hydraulic. So we've got the overhead gantry, rams, carriages, everything here ready to be assembled, further down the line, tested, and shipped out to the customer. As you can see here, the battery lift that we touched on this morning being manufactured. Once they're manufactured here, they'll be load tested and ready to go out to the customer. Again, everything's back to the charcoal grey. This side is the pump units, electronics. They're the pump units out of the battery lifts, all being manufactured here, ready to go in. Once the pump units are in and they're built up, they'll go for load test and be ready for shipment to the customer. You can see there's all the PCB boards, switch all ready to go into the battery lifts, as you can see. So these battery lifts come in two capacities, 1.2 ton, 1.4 ton. I presume that the 1.4 ton, you can say there's not a lot of difference in the tonnage. I presume that will be some manufacturer out there, i.e. Mercedes, Benz, BMW, who have asked for the 1.4 ton weight capacity. The one that was out in the showroom, as we said, is specifically manufactured for Volvo. So any of you guys dealing with Volvo out there and you need a battery lift, we've already got it covered. Volvo's give us the specification for manufacturing slightly smaller bed. Must be to fit their battery packs. We've got all the heads manufactured for picking the Volvo batteries out. So anybody dealing with Volvo in the UK, this is your lift. Where all the parts are stored for the wiring looms and all the PCBs and control sides for all the vehicle lifts, all manufactured in this area. As you see, all the parts all ready to go down and be installed within the vehicle lifts. As you can see, we've got a tyre tread reader here on test. The reason for the test on this one, basically, if you had a tyre tread reader, maybe as a temporary, he's just had his floor tiled, he's just had his floor painted, he does not want it bolting to the floor. On test here are suction cups, which will hold the tyre tread reader to the floor as the vehicle goes over. On the tyre tread reader, it's draw pretty much the same camera system. It'll take a picture of the vehicle, registration, and give you a printout of all 4 tyres. Nice piece of kit. Again, various parts which are going into the machine shop to be machined of various lifts. As I say, everything that you see within these lifts are manufactured here in Velyen. We're back round now, guys, to somewhere near where we started. What I'd like to say, if anyone's got any questions regarding the manufacturing, anyone got any questions on the vehicle lifts, the hydraulic, the screw lifts, by all means, drop us a mail. We're here for the rest of the day. I do know that somebody will ask, where was the paint facility? We touched on this last night. It's literally 3 minutes up the road. What I'm going to do, once we're done here today with you guys, me and José are going to jump in the car. I will do a short video. We'll go up. We'll see the full paint facility. You'll be able to see some of the Velyen lifts going around on the automatic conveyor for the powder coating. I'll do a short video and I'll bang that on YouTube, basically behind this one, so you can see the paint manufacturing. I'd like to thank you guys for taking the time out today and joining us here at Velyen. I hope it's been insightful for you to see the manufacturing, see the equipment. You've all got my email, you've got my number. Anything you need to know regarding the kit, please get in touch. And thank you very much.